Today, we are going to talk about a builder in HTML. The role in web page editing. Because Order Builder is a relatively fast web page editor that can be implemented, the web pages it makes are faster. It is based on the static HTML implemented by the lens-on-lens architecture. The editing function of such a web page. In this, the web page it edits is relatively fast. Everyone can have a look. This is the template it uses to make. So during the production process, after we get this template, after you get the link, it is actually more convenient to modify it. We can see its architecture. It modifies the picture. It is at this position where you can directly change the pictures you need. It is also more convenient to modify the text, where you can directly change his content. Therefore, when he is based on this architecture, it is more convenient for him to modify it. But he has a fly in the ointment. He has a flaw. We're thinking, if it can be combined with our CMS, if there is no CMS function, then it is more complicated to use. That's actually quite troublesome. So we're thinking, for example, when we are doing this second page, in most cases, he will have this kind of product link, like this. When we need to use CMS for this product, what should we do? So I developed a content like Orakawa. For example, we lead this out. It can export static HTML such a content. Well, you can see that he has exported it out after it is exported. Therefore, how can we modify this web page? We hope how to add his CMS function in. As you can see, before doing this, I have to do two actions. For example, in Google's Cloud Drive, I want to create 2 files or more than n files, which is related to your joining CMS relationship. Like this is all my product library. This product can be increased according to your needs as long as you set up a directory, but the premise is that your directory must be shared publicly. In this position, we have to open his sharing, and we can see the content that allows him to realize his sharing. After sharing, anyone who knows the link must do this. Okay, let's put this link, a link to each picture. Copy its link and then build to this form. As you can see in this table, this is name, which is your name list of your products, and then its expression, simple and short expression, and its price, and this image reel, UA, the address of its ER picture. So here, we can probably browse it. This is a position of one of its pictures. This means that it can be used as a picture bed on the premise that you can share it just now. This is another table, which is also its name position review and its image URL. So here is the content of its picture. As you can see, if you do this stage well, then you can click on this share, copy, link. Then this link is a very important link for us.
Yeah.
Then below, well, let's go to mine. I designed such a content of overbuild for him. You can download its content in this release 0.2. After the download is finished, then we need VS Code here to have download this live server to avoid a lot of your content. We don't have to build this framework ourselves. We just need to use with code live server here after downloading it. Okay. You can see this editor when you download it. Then I open this with a right click, use its open with live server. When I use this to open, I can open our editor. So what does this editor do? This is Aura Canvas. That is, you can do some content. For example, we import my file just now, the file with p-value 001 that we saw just now, import it in. After importing it, you can see this, a file. Then there are other files. Then we can import this generated file again. It can see that it has successfully identified it into various blocks. I want to demonstrate two functions here. One is to import a function in it, and the other is to study and import the function of CMS just now. For example, if we want to insert one under this position, just in this position, if we want to insert its product library, we can put it in this data source. Here, let's copy this address just now first. For example, this is the product card, this website. Let's share here, copy the link and copy the link. The next is the content of this. We copy it manually. This link, we click it in and then copy and paste it. Then at this time, this value, sheet 1, is the sheet 1 below him. We don't have to change it. And then load data. At the time, you can see that he has successfully synchronized all the data on Google Sheet. After the synchronization, then we have loaded the data, and then there is actually something below. This already has some content, but the style of this card, but we can change it. We can change some of its contents. For example, is it responsive design? That is, how many rows and columns are there? 4 rows or 2 rows, for example. We can change it to 3 rows. 3 rows multiplied by 2 columns. We can put it here and here. What if we modify it here? We'll apply modify at this point. As you can see this, it becomes 3 lines. That is, this and this have only 3 lines. 3 rows of products. What about this product? You can see that this is all the products out. For example, if I don't need so many products, I only need 4 rows. I only need 8 columns of such a number. I don't have to show so many. For example, just show 8, not 24. Then I'll click this apply modify. I can see here that there are only 8 flash displays in it, and he doesn't have to show them all. So this is to produce this function. Besides, it's obvious that your min is not in this position, but probably in the upper position, so we can click on it. You can select it. Put this card, this section, select it and drag it up. You can just drag this section to the position you want. This can be dragged up and down, for example, to this position. Then let's take a look at this content again, and it will be repaired inside, and it will be modified. Then this, we can also choose another style, the style of the card, for example, the standard of this card. Then it is this way of expression. This is our standard way of expressing a card. That is, there are pictures, names, and a simple expression of content. Then we have a second card style, that is the mini card style. You can also take a look at the mini card, that is, if you change it with the second style. If you switch to the second style, it is also a kind of card. These two should be very close. Okay, so let's choose another content now. For example, we know that the demonstration just now is product content, and we often have test motion, that is this kind of card that everyone comments on. Everyone comments on this kind of card, for example, like this kind of personal kind of card. I can also share it just through this point. This sharing one, everyone must pay attention to it. It can be opened by anyone. If you can't share it or synchronize it, you can check your page, whether it has this function, whether it is opened for sharing. Okay, switch back. Let's switch its data back to our new data. Then turn it in and drop it again. After you enter, you can see that there is the biggest difference between his card and the one just now. He already doesn't have that price. If there is no price, there are only people here. Look at his card. It is obvious that this card is wrong. Okay, let's order this again. We can drag it over. After turning it upside down, let's switch this card to this test model card, and then switch it again. It can be seen that he has switched to this format and this format. In this way, we have completed his CMS with Google's Sheet to replace these CMS. This replacement function makes this static HTML web page made by our Air Builder easier to modify and increases the applicability of this network. Then if we do this, we can constantly modify our template. Then if he modifies it in batches like this, you can use simple text on our website. As long as you also register his account, whether you are a pro user or not, it doesn't matter. It can be modified. Using our template, it can be modified. For a collection like this, if you have your own collection, you can replace this section entirely, and the whole replacement can be completed with our new solution. What about next? Let me demonstrate a form in him again. So here we are the same, and we don't have to worry about whether he is in him. We have two ways of linking. One is direct link, and the other is embedded code patterns. So in this he, we can establish these ourselves. After establishing this such a content to be synchronized, you can see that this form is a newly created form, and then you click on its Amber form. That is, let it be this standard embedding mode, and there will be embedded link in it. At the same time, he will have this get deduction. You use this get deduction, but he will duplicate this code. This is the second usage. Generally speaking, the previous one is simpler, and it will be more direct for him to copy his link directly. Fortunately, let's copy this link of it in here. After the copy comes in, we will go directly to this, that is, everyone should pay attention to this too.